This episode is brought to you by Amazon Prime. There's nothing sweeter than baking cookies during the holidays. With Prime, I get all my ingredients delivered right to my door, fast and free, no last-minute store trips needed. And of course, I blast my favorite holiday playlist on Amazon Music. It's the ultimate soundtrack for creating unforgettable memories. From streaming to shopping, it's on Prime. Visit Amazon.com/Prime to get more out of whatever you're into.
Welcome to the Supreme Resort, Land v World, a podcast about Disneyland and Walt Disney World, and which is the Supreme Resort. Each episode, we will discuss and explore each resort, ride by ride, land by land, park by park, sick dance move by sick dance move to explore which is better, Disneyland or Walt Disney World. I'm Dan, and thank you for joining me on this quest to help the greater good of humanity answer that very long, elusive question. Which one's better? Joining me as always from Scraping the Vault, we have Jimmy.
Hi, I'm about to join the Australian breakdancing team. I got the moves.
Ooh. And from the hit podcast Bowie-splaining, as well as several other podcasts, Eric.
I don't have any sick moves. Sorry.
Okay. Well, that's something we can work on when we get to the Let's Dance era of the...
Yes, and am I right?
Okay. Yep. I just want to address the elephant in the room. I'm sure everyone's heard by now that we are, in fact, Russian assets, and we have been given several $1,000s for every episode of our podcast. Sorry, everybody.
Yeah.
Why would you apologize?
Georgia does border Tennessee.
I think one of the problems is that Putin was confused by Georgia, by you being in Georgia.
Mm.
But anyway,
did he think it was the other Georgia?
Yeah,
I think he thought it was the other Georgia.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, I don't think they understand that we do a theme park podcast, so no big deal. We're not going to give the money back. We're not going to stop taking it. But, I mean, I don't know.
Hey, our ad breaks are what they are.
Yeah. Yep. Anyway, what else do you have? Well, say something, both of you, at the same time.
How about that Disneyland?
Yeah, Disney World.
Okay.
What? Dan, how are you?
I'm great.
When's your
How
next
are
trip
you?
to Disneyland?
Oh, my next trip is in October, first weekend in October, and I'm staying at the Wyndham for the very first time.
Oh,
Very exciting. I'll have to give us a full Dan's Frosted Tips.
I will.
Coincidentally, I'm going to just bump in the concierge spot right now. Listener Kristen just reached out asking to book a trip for her friend. She and her friend at the end of January of 2025, and they're looking at a particular budget and gave some choices, and they're going to end up at the Clarion Hotel, which is somewhere between a half mile and a mile south on Harbor.
I have yet to stay there.
Yeah, I booked for them before and they liked it. So, and it's within the budget and booking away. I just got the text literally moments ago saying that she wants to do the Clarion. Let's do it.
nice.
What I find interesting and particular and possibly tempting about staying there is it's like literally across the street from the Toy Story parking lot, so you could just
So
walk
you can hop the
in.
bus.
Yeah, or if you want to, there's also an art stop like right there.
Right.
I have a confusing relationship with art, but sometimes when it works, it's great. That's all I'll say.
And to be clear, not an old friendly man art, but the Anaheim Rapid Transit.
I didn't know they had a stop there. I know Art stops his bus there. The friendly
gotcha.
man.
Oh,
The
okay.
friendly
Sorry,
old man.
sorry.
Yeah.
You were talking about the friendly old man.
The van that he has with literally no windows other than just a windshield, and it's spray painted on the side, bus with two S's.
Dan's like, all right. Yeah,
Sure.
you never let me down before.
He makes good hot dogs on his motor, so I mean,
Motor warmed hot dogs.
The trick is to not get them too hot. And he just has them in a little sack on top of his engine, and by about 11 a.m. they get nice and
Does he toast the buns too?
I'm not going to tell you how, but yes.
They reach a very nice, delicious, 100 or so degrees.
98.6 to be exact.
Exactly.
Anyway,
food
so
handling
that's
jokes are the best. As
So that's
everybody knows.
concierge. If you're on a budget, if you have an idea what you want to do, I sent her multiple options. Here's if you want to stay across the street, here's your budget. If you want to stay down the road, and that's where we landed. So that's one of the services we can provide at concierge.com, 856 our ears. Let us book your trip for you. Costs you nothing extra, and it's a pleasure for us. Another friend of the show, Eli, reached out. He wants to go at Christmas time. And was asking about the new Lightning Lane fiasco.
Yeah,
how's it going? How does it work? I was able to explain. Well, if you're staying on property, you get 7 days advance booking, and you can book through the whole duration of your stay. If you're not staying on property, you only get 3 days in advance.
Disney World.
Yes, Disney World. Sorry.
Yeah.
Thank you. Anyway, so we kind of went through that. And if you're interested in more, we have a full article with all the, what to know, that sort of thing that we can email you for free. So if you have questions about how that's going to work, Disneyland's not changing, so don't worry about it. Disney World has changed. They're still kind of going through some growing pains, but those are the kind of things we can help you with, and it doesn't cost you any extra. So 856 our ears, and let's move on, Daniel. Do we have any mail today?
Okay.
Hooray.
Actually, we do. We have something has arrived in Dan's mailbag of mail. And, hey, welcome back to the mail time. This particular email is from a person who wrote it. Dear Supreme Resort, I'm writing with grave concern about the outrageous changes to the Neverland tribe scene in Peter Pan's flight. As someone who has done extensive research into the true events of Peter Pan, I cannot stand by while our history is erased. This is not just a ride update. This is an assault on the facts of Neverland's past. First, removing the chief in his headdress is a complete distortion of historical accurateness. Okay. The chief was crucial in guiding the interactions between Peter, the Lost Boys, and the pirates. Replacing him with benign-looking drummers, that's in quotes, is insulting to the real events that took place in Neverland. Then there's Tiger Lily. She was calm and poised, representing peace between her tribe and the Lost Boys. Now she's being shown dancing alongside her grandmother? Where is this in the historical archives? This never happened. These changes are rewriting history, making Peter Pan's true story look like some fairy tale. I'm honestly shocked that the Supreme Resort hasn't raised the alarm on this. You claim to be theme park experts, but you're letting the true story of Peter Pan get wiped out. I urge you to speak out against these inaccuracies before it's too late. Sincerely, Rhonda Lairdick.
I just think it's appropriate, Dan, to just thank our sponsors.
Yes.
Again, we appreciate the sponsorship.
Yep.
You know what else, Dan, before we talk about this, because it is important. I think, did you ever see Rocky IV?
That's the one where he beats up Russia, right?
That's right. I just wanted to say that Rocky was the villain in that.
Oh.
I think Drago was the hero and Rocky was the villain.
Wow. Yes, thank you to our sponsors, and
right.
thank you for your opinions on Rocky.
You know what? I haven't thought about that before, and I think that clearly Rocky is he's a capitalist pig, and
that's right. He went into their country.
With the rest of my views that I've expressed through the rest of this podcast.
Anyway, Dan, let's address the mail. Should we address the mail?
Yeah. It was sent to my email address. That's a mail joke, everybody. So apparently they are changing the scene in Peter Pan's flight. They have, I think, already at
Disney World. Yeah.
And they will be at Disneyland. And of course, the internet loves it because the internet is adaptable and willing to accept when things are fiction and when they are not.
Hey, if you want to see old school stuff, just go to Tokyo.
That's right.
They've got the real Splash Mountain. They've got
pirates are raping everybody.
Yeah, rapey pirates, red Indians. I'm putting that in big quotes.
So, to that end, Neverland is a fictional place. It never did exist.
Right.
It is obviously depicting parts of culture that we as Earthlings understand.
Mm-hmm.
And in Neverland, this fictional place, they also had what presumably are natives. So even in a fantasy world, we've colonized.
Oh, no.
Well, it's a proper fantasy that way.
Okay. So let's just assume
otherwise it would
natives.
be a nightmare.
So what is the problem? Like what's the catalyst? Like insensitivity in overgeneralizing and stereotyping, right? I get it.
I think that the people seem to be upset, and I really this was a weird thing for me because I saw the story. Our bestie Tom Corliss posted it on his thing,
I'm sure.
And I thought, okay, this is going to be interesting because they're not removing the scene. They're changing it. And actually, I mean, I don't know if better or worse. I'm going to say lateral move in terms of like the actual quality of the entertainment happening.
Okay.
But in terms of like making it, less overtly potentially offensive, I don't think it was ever like outwardly like trying to hurt anyone.
No.
But
it was depicting potentially a scene from the movie.
Yeah, yes. And the scene maybe not great. Let's be honest.
Sure isn't, but
let's be honest. The first half of the movie is why you watch the movie. After that, the sleepover gets into like let's play video games mode. I remember seeing it and thinking like, okay, surely nobody will be upset by this because they're not actually removing anything. They're just changing it.
Right.
And then, of course, they were like, this is an outrage. How dare you take away my history of this ride? And I was just like, so it really is just you want people to be potentially offended. That's what it has to be at this point.
I guess. Yeah,
so
what else?
Eric pointed, it is, the movie exists.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure that there's a disclaimer at the beginning of the movie. Some of these things are insensitive, whatever. And you can't change the movie as a piece of, let's call it a piece of art. He's not George Lucas, right?
Right.
So let's just say you're not going to change the movie. You're going to put a disclaimer. It's a part of our history, right? This film.
And to their credit, they're not changing the movie.
Right. Exactly. This is what happened. This was a moment in time. This is a story, whatever. Disneyland and by extension, Disney theme parks, to paraphrase Walt Disney, will never be complete. They'll always be changing, imagination left in the world, et cetera, et cetera. It's change. And if they were to change, let's just say, for example, Dan, that the London scene, you're flying over the London scene, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Big Ben, attached to the Parliament building, is really close to the Tower Bridge. And let's just say they moved the Tower Bridge down 2 feet.
Yeah.
To make it more, more geographically accurate, right? There's not one email. There's not one blog post. Like nobody cares. It's just a change. It's a change to make it more relevant, perhaps, to actual geography. It's just a change to a damn ride. Like, who cares?
But you put Jessica Rabbit in a trench coat and
I mean,
everybody loses their minds.
What ride am I going to...
No, don't finish that sentence. Presumably that person was in a trench coat while saying it.
Yeah. So just so everyone can write their own joke. The premise of that joke was that there is a person who would ride that ride specifically to do a certain thing.
Yes, that's right. And I'm sure that person exists. But anyway, I guess my stance is that change for the sake of change, whatever, change for the sake of change to enhance is a good thing. Change for the sake of change that doesn't actually matter to the story, but might potentially not upset people or offend people is a good thing.
I think that is, I agree with that.
And it's like, it's still there. It's still there.
You don't go on that ride for that scene.
No.
That's not why people go on that ride.
You go on the ride because
Maybe
you get
that
to
one
fly.
guy goes on that ride for the mermaids, but that's
There
about
you go. Same
There we
guy
go.
with trench coat. Yeah.
the same guy.
Yeah. Again, and you take one of those mermaids away, or maybe you paint one of the mermaids with black skin. Who cares?
Mm,
Who cares?
I know who would care.
Well, but again, it's not. That's
30%
not
of
why
the
you go on the
internet.
ride. That's not why
No.
you're there,
No.
and it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The
You're
end.
there because you fly. That's it. That's literally
That's it.
it's the reason you
100%.
ride the ride.
If that ride was all of a sudden not suspended and you're going through flats like Pinocchio or whatever,
You can
nobody
walk,
goes on
you
this
can
ride.
walk. You can.
Yeah,
Becomes
you
a
can
walkthrough.
slide,
Just
you can-
just look at the boats up in the air and just walk
Ooh,
duck
look at-
underneath them.
Look at the other people having fun.
That's right. If it's a
That's the
walkthrough,
single
all of a
rider
sudden.
line.
That's right. Anyway, yeah, we can move on. I think it's
It's
silly to be upset about. I think again, it's part of the problem is the internet, right? It's the most. It is the exclusive problem because if this would have happened 30 years ago, nobody would have cared. Nobody would have said anything.
I think
we would never even
Most
know.
people
about
wouldn't
it.
have noticed.
No,
Well,
you and I wouldn't have noticed.
I don't think people would know ahead of time, certainly, and then maybe they would see it that they changed it and be like, "Oh, that's interesting,"
That's
and
different.
that's it.
The end. Yeah. Anyway.
All right.
Well, I appreciate the mail, though. We don't want to discourage you from sending in these letters.
Zip it up. There it goes. Bye bye. All right. So we're talking about this is the episode that everyone's been waiting for.
That's right.
I'm sure that when you saw that this podcast existed a couple years ago, and you were like, "What an interesting idea." Nobody's
When are
really
they getting
tackling
to?
this. When are they going to get to Disney Juniors? Well, now is the time. Get ready. It's going to be at least a two-parter.
And by the way, this has been a long road to getting to the Hollywoodland episode.
Mhm.
When we first started, I was explaining this to a friend today. We first started the show. We got like 80% of what people care about out of the way in like the first 6 months. So
And this is the other 20%.
Back when I was a
we
listener.
shot ourselves in the foot a little bit, and then we're like, oh, we haven't done the land yet. We covered all the rides. Let's do the land. And then as it evolved, it's like, well, we haven't talked about the bathrooms in the land. We haven't talked about the shops. We haven't talked about so it's evolved. So this is presumably the longest series of episodes to get to a land that we've ever done.
Do we need to do the bathrooms?
Oh shoot!
Because I have a lot to say.
Dang it.
There's the leading lady in the starring man or whatever it's
That's
called.
true. Dang it!
Oh,
All right,
no.
we'll have to do the bathrooms, and then we can do the episode.
And
We'll
then
get
there's
Natalie and May
also the
on.
bathrooms by the Hollywood Lounge area. That's pretty fun. I think that's
Oh, there are
it.
bathrooms back there? I've never
Oh, and
used
then
those.
of course the bathrooms inside of the theater.
Inside the theater, the Disney Junior Theater.
And the Hyperion.
No, the
Hyperion?
Hyperion.
That thing is not hardly ever open. Doesn't really count.
And then you've got the bathrooms by the Tower of Terror at Hollywood Studios.
And then
Hold
you
on,
got the ones halfway
legitimate-
down where you have to walk upstairs to get to
Wait.
them.
Actual question here: should we? Do we have to wait until we do something involving the? We've already done the Hyperion. Never mind. With the what was the show?
Versus Nemo.
Frozen. Yeah, Frozen versus Nemo.
Right,
Never mind.
right, with our guests. That was fun.
Yeah.
Not enough people listen to that episode. Listener, go back and listen to that episode. It was the worst second gate or other park
The worst
show
experience being
Which
in
one
the show.
by-
injured the most people?
written
think so.
by the Lopez's,
Right.
right? Nemo versus Frozen. It
And
was
if
fun.
you're going back and listening to old episodes, be sure to check out Dollywood Reporter,
Of course.
the Six Flags show, and of
Those
course
guys were
everyone's
great.
favorite. And of course, everyone's favorite, our Haunted Mansion episode.
Yes, and the most patriotic thing to do at Disney parks.
Right.
But anyway, that episode was the original Nemo from Finding Nemo the musical, and the very last Elsa from the Frozen musical, and they were friends, and still are, and they were talking about effectively what's the most painful.
Not after our show.
Yeah, right. But it was a good episode. You should listen. Anyway,
It was.
sorry,
Right.
Dan. Disney Junior.
Disney Juniors, it's an attraction that I have been to. Jimmy, Eric, have you been to it,
Nope.
or did you
In
chicken out?
one form or another, yes.
Okay. And how many times were you supposed to go to Disney Junior? How many times did we try to do that?
We stood outside of it,
Uh-huh.
and then we were going to go in.
The line was really long.
Right.
Oh, but
So
by the way,
when the two
I
of
read
you,
this
so
real
hold
quick.
on, let me just paint this picture that when the two of you went together and could have been possibly less creepy appearing than I was when I did it, when I went by myself.
By yourself.
We
with
also
your
had
trench coat.
a lady with us too. Lindsay
We
was
did.
with us.
Right.
That's
so
right.
you would have been officially not creepy, just a little eccentric and weird. Whereas I, an obese, bald, childless man, decided to go see Disney Junior on my own volition.
Yeah, we get that you're still upset about Jessica Rabbit in the trench coat. We understand. Okay. Eric and Dan both. I thought this was interesting in my research. Not a point. This is just something that is relevant to this conversation. If you arrive, this is at Disney Junior Dance Party at DCA. If you arrive to find a line that extends out of the main queuing area, which we did,
Mhm.
and onto the sidewalk, which we did, you might not get into the show, which we didn't. Now, here's what we should have done. Count 2 palm trees to the left of the theater entrance. If the line extends to the left of the second palm, you probably won't make the cut. If the line hasn't extended past the second palm tree, go ahead and get in line. Chances are about 90% that you'll be admitted to the next show.
Or you could do the method that I did, which was go up way before the show starts. Talk to one of the
First in
workers.
line.
Talk to one of the workers and say, "Hi, I know this is going to be weird, so I'm just going to address it. I want to go see this show, and I know that the line can get pretty big, but it's very important to me that I go in here because it's the only thing I haven't done in this park. And I'm going to now ask you an even weirder question. And believe me, I know who I am. I know what I know what this looks like. Is there a place for someone to just sit in the back?"
Rest my trench coat.
How much footage can I get of the children?
Well, and
Legally.
I said, and I know how that sounds. I'm just letting you know that I don't want to be involved with the dance party. I just want to I just want to see what the show is.
So you didn't dance.
I tapped my foot a little bit.
You tapped your foot a
Sure.
little bit.
You didn't.
Something
you didn't
moved.
even do the arm movements
No,
from
no,
your
no.
chair.
However,
do the
there was,
robot?
and I'm really sad that this video didn't survive on my phone, because there was this one person, and God bless this person, they embraced this so much, and I wanted to send this to both of you, because I was like, this person is one of us. It's this, I'm guessing, newish mom who has like a baby in one of those baby holder things that you have in front of you. I've never had children. I don't know what those things are called.
Baby Bjorn.
Okay, a Bjorn, and a younger child, not younger than the baby, because I mean that's crazy, right? But younger than her is what I meant. A child age child, right? Who was kind of like dancing around and playing with friends, and she was like, this woman was into it. Like, you could tell that she knew what this was. That it wasn't like, yeah, Disney Junior Dance, but she was like, whatever. Like, like she's just dancing around. It's like, it may as well have been a rave for her, but like with this look on her face, like, yeah, I know.
Yeah, hey, God,
wonderful.
when you're a parent with young children, the smallest of things get exciting.
Yeah,
especially when your kids are excited. And Dan, it's a baby Bjorn, not a baby Bjork. Just so we're clear.
Oh, okay.
But I'm curious, what would a baby Bjork be like?
Well, it would be dressed in meat,
Mhm.
and it would have a lot of timpanis in its first album.
I saw Beetlejuice last night,
Mhm.
and there's
say
a
it
baby
again.
Beetlejuice. That is all I'm going to say.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
okay.
It's exactly what you would imagine it would be.
Listener,
Anyway,
listener, I want to apologize for Jimmy if Beetlejuice has appeared in your home.
no, I just said it twice.
No, you said it a third time.
Dang it.
Uh-oh.
Uh,
Off to a
Anyway.
great start.
yes, sir. Go ahead.
Dan, what
Yes.
noises do we hear when good things
Oh.
happen?
Okay. Well, which one
Well,
came
which
first?
came first? Eric.
That's a great question.
Yours came first, Eric. Yours opened in soft opening 2001. Not at all a problematic time in the fall of 2001.
Yeah, and I guess the building has been there since the park opened.
Which is definitely before this building. My version opened in 2003, so his came first.
Yes.
So if Eric says something about his Disney Junior Dance Party that I find worth celebrating, let's say, you're going to hear this sound.
All right, everyone, let's maintain our physical distance.
Okay. And that is, of course, Dr. Fauci in early spring 2020 is one of his first press conferences. Is that correct?
It's pretty much. It's one of the videos that I found particularly enjoyable because this dude was really trying hard to make this dance party fun when there were 10 people in the room and they couldn't stand next to each other.
With masks on, I assume?
What's that?
Had masks on, I assume?
Oh, yeah.
I love that. So, by the way, on both my side and Eric's side, I want to welcome all the listeners to the background noise episode of the Supreme Resort.
Yeah, we can add to it. I got some chair things going on.
Okay, good. Let's embrace it.
Yeah, everybody's got chairs. Everybody's got dogs. It'll be great.
It's fine.
I'll have a lot of fun editing this.
No, I'm just saying, don't put yourself through that. I have stuff going on. You have stuff going on. But it's just, that's so funny to me because that means to me that like, they're like, okay, well, what needs to be reopened when we reopen the park?
Oh, yeah.
Definitely Disney Junior Dance Party.
Disney Junior needs to be there. My goodness. If Chad isn't around to do the dancing, why even open the park?
We definitely need to have 10 children dancing around in an enclosed room in designated spaces, which children are very fond of.
They're great. They love it. And they're really good at keeping their hands to themselves.
They love it. It's their favorite thing. They're not interested in any
people or each other.
Not at all interested in any of their orifices in their face or any of the liquids or solids that come out of them. Jimmy, if you say something interesting that I enjoy, I will hear this sound.
That's the real trouble with the world. Too many people grow up.
And that is Walt Disney.
It's a quote that I found from Walt Disney that was read by someone that wasn't Walt Disney, an AI generated version of Walt Disney reading a quote that somebody else read that Walt Disney said.
Right. But
this is the age we live in, people.
We used Asher's connections with Walt Disney to get that quote. Okay, how
is Asher doing in the afterlife, by the way? Have you talked to him lately?
Asher's still alive.
Well, I thought that he was just visiting the afterlife, and that's where he met Walt.
Oh, well, I don't know I don't know what kind of communication they have, but I would imagine that, I don't know. Honestly, Asher might not have been at all interested in continuing talking to Walt Disney. He thought he was Orville Redenbacher, if we're being really honest. So
yeah. Anyway. While we're talking about listening to, I know we finished that a while ago. Listen to our April Fool's episode from a few years ago, 2 years ago, where Asher and Terrence and Beverly from Ears Up met Walt Disney.
They met Walt.
Yeah.
And Asher did some sick kick flips on his skateboard.
He sure did. And Walt Disney was very impressed.
Oh.
Ooh.
Terrence took him back once or twice.
Anyway.
All right.
How do we want to start this? Eric, you came first. So
it's an overview.
It's your fault first. Let's go.
Okay. It's my fault first. All right. When Disney MGM Studios first opened in this particular area, this still is the animation courtyard, despite no animation happening here for quite some time. We're including this in our Hollywood area, partly because it's next to it and partly because of DCA, I would say. That's probably why we're doing it. What's that?
Convenience. We're doing it for convenience.
Oh, convenience. Okay, yes, there we go. This particular area was the Sound Stage Restaurant and the Catwalk Bar.
Meow.
Yes, meow.
Themed to Santa Claus.
Oh, you beat me to it.
The Soundstage Restaurant was originally set up to duplicate a typical wrap party. Now that's in quotes. Wrap not as in not as in rapping, but a
As in
rap.
Santa Claus, WRAP.
Yes, as just like Santa Claus rap.
So you're saying that this was not themed to Santa Claus, even though the evidence seems to point in the opposite direction.
Everything keeps coming back to Santa Claus this week, everybody.
Listener,
Listen to
just so
After
you're on the
Hours.
same page with us, we decided before we pressed record that Santa was a kitty cat.
No, we were recording. Listen to After Hours.
Oh, that's right.
Yes. Oh gosh. Well, themed to recreate a rap party, which, as Birnbaum explains here, a final feed celebrating the end of shooting a film. In case you didn't know what that was, guests enter the 560-seat restaurant through the back of a set, inspired by Touchstone's film Big Business.
Wow.
We-
Those are all words that used to mean something.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Think about the time and the place. Who starred in Big Business?
Bette Midler.
Absolutely.
Now hold on. Was that an actual memory, or were you just shuffling through the most likely Disney stars at that time?
Actual memory.
Okay.
Oh, wow. All
No,
right.
I didn't see it. I just can see the poster and combination of both.
Okay.
That's fair.
Right. Yes, it starred Bette Midler and Lily Tomlin, Fred Ward, Edward Herman. Just reading names here.
You
people.
are. If you continue reading those names, then like it's almost like reading some ancient tome where like, like we will actually relive 1994 if you continue down this road.
Oh no, time warp. But yeah, so this building on the outside, so like so many of the buildings at MGM, Disney MGM, it's a large studio-looking building. It's just a big box, but on the outside, it looks like they're making it look like a soundstage. They've got catwalks. They have movie set lights out there. And inside it was pretty much the same, but it's set up as if you were at this rap party. And part of the room was a hotel lobby set. The waiters and waitresses were in black and white catering costumes. And it was just a food court basically. You could get pizza, Italian stuff, you could get sandwiches, that sort of place. Years later, they rethemed the soundstage restaurant to become a character meal, and they changed the sets to look like Aladdin.
Can I say this is a hell of an opening statement?
Oh, were we doing? Do we do opening statements anymore?
You're doing the same thing I usually do. It's fine.
Okay, I just launched into the history. Sorry.
You're fine.
By the way, Big Business, it's got 52% on the tomatometer, and just wanted to say that.
That's pretty high.
Thank you.
Roger Ebert. Let's see. What did Roger Ebert say? People
Saw the
running
movie.
into each other can be funny, but when they just miss, what are we supposed to do? Slap our knees and say, Lord Almighty, they darn near ran into each other, and wouldn't that have been funny? Yeah, I don't think he liked the movie.
Cut his thumbs off for this one.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, should I do an opening should I retroactively do an opening statement, or should I
whatever you
just
want.
say
Have
my
one.
history?
If you don't have it
Episodes
handy,
gonna
it
be
doesn't
like this.
matter. Nobody cares.
I didn't write one. No.
I don't usually write mine.
Welcome to the Supreme Resort. Oh, well, yeah, we're giving all of our attention to this one this week, folks.
Well, it's to be fair, it's not that we haven't put thought into it, as far as I can tell. It's just that it's Disney Junior Dance Party.
That's right.
Right. I want to talk about as many things that aren't Disney Junior Dance Party as I can.
Oh, me too. Me too.
Because once we get there, there's not much to talk
Nothing to say.
about. Let's see. So that restaurant hung around for quite some time until, there we go, 1998. The Soundstage restaurant closed for good to make room for a show, The Bear and the Big Blue House.
I remember that one.
Yep.
Yeah. Now, above, I mentioned the catwalk bar, which was above the restaurant, and you could look down onto the restaurant from the catwalk bar. You accessed this through a staircase or the elevator inside the Brown Derby. Those still exist, but now this area is closed off and is the park's Club 33 location. At the time, you could go up there and look down on the restaurant. Once the restaurant closed and became the show, the catwalk bar stayed open for a few more years, but it was not open during the day. When they were running the show, you could not sit up there and drink and leer at all of the people sitting around watching the show. So they restricted its hours, and eventually that closed down as well. And since then, it has become Disney Junior Live on Stage, where that was 2001.
I don't believe that's what it's called.
Well, Disney Live on was it Disney Junior Live on Stage for a little while? What is it called now, Jimmy?
While you're looking, I will read the opening statement that ChatGPT generated for you.
Oh,
the Disney
good,
Junior Dance Party at Walt Disney World outshines its counterpart at Disney California Adventure in numerous ways, making it the superior choice for families looking for an interactive, engaging experience. Walt Disney World's version offers a more spacious venue with enhanced staging, lighting, and sound effects, creating a more immersive atmosphere for both children and adults. Basically, it's just giving you your argument, and so I'm not going to read anymore.
There you go.
Yeah.
No, it is. Oh gosh, that's interesting. On one part of the site, it is Disney Junior Live on Stage, but currently, when you click on that and bring it up in the app, it is Disney Junior Play and Dance. So Jimmy's right; it is named different things.
Well,
confusing.
Same amount of syllables, so that makes sense.
Live on Stage, Play and Dance, and there's an exclamation point, which is great. And Junior is abbreviated to JR.
That's so you know it's fun. The exclamation point is, yeah.
If that wasn't there, yes, you're right. You wouldn't know it was fun.
It's either fun or exciting or interactive.
But yeah, that was the history and Dan's opening statement for me.
Yep.
And closing arguments, if I heard that correctly.
Pretty much. Yep.
We'll see.
All right.
By the way, Eddie Harrison says of Big Business, Midler is in her element here. She's the motor that keeps Big Business on track to deliver on the promise of double trouble.
Ooh.
She's only one of the troubles.
Right. Lily Tomlin is the second trouble. Or possibly
Lily didn't hold up her part.
Oh, I get it. They're twins. Because it looks on the poster, it says Bette Midler, Lily Tomlin, and Lily Tomlin and Bette Midler. By the way, Bette Midler, best last name, but most accurate last name for someone ever.
Midler. Wow.
Wow.
Oh, you're gonna anger a lot of musical
Hey,
theater
you know
fans.
what?
A lot of Eisners.
Midler maniacs, come at me.
Hello?
Midler acts.
Midler. This is from Kyle E., user for Rotten Tomatoes. Warning, spoilers. Big Business has always been a movie I love watching from time to time. I will say that Lily Tomlin and Bette Midler never let me down as they got into their completely ludicrous, wacky antics that pay tribute to the old slapstick humor. The old slapstick humor without being too in your face. Bette Midler came out to be the strongest of the two this time, though, and her performance is again what makes the film. Her characters, so I was right, were just so lovable, and Bette Midler's yodel scene, that's the spoiler, was my favorite scene of the movie. One humongous personal problem I found with the movie, and practically this was the only thing wrong with the film, was I think they should have let more time for the final meeting scene between all four of them. I mean, they finally find their twins, and then it has like 4 minutes for them to talk to each other, and then goes off. They could have let us see more, you know? Anyway, I found Big Business to be good and was just a nice, quaint film to watch indeed. 5 stars.
So it's a movie where where Bette Midler and Lily Tomlin both play twins.
I'm glad you're stepping into what I sort of stepped into there, which is that they're both twins who know each other. they're not twins of each other. So there's two
Oh.
sets of twins. Each of them already are in each other's lives in a way that would warrant a movie being made.
But not in the twins' life.
But they don't know that they
don't
each
know they have a
another twin who also knows the other twin.
Gotcha. But they were destined to be friends. It's in their blood.
Yes.
Guess so.
the point.
Disney Junior Dance Party is a live show located at Disney California Adventure in Anaheim.
Your attention, please.
This year, Santa's bringing the power of Energizer into his workshop.
Whoa, the Energizer Bunny's got so much power.
Wait, he's powered up all the toys. I think that means we're done for the year.
I love this bunny.
He's the hardest working helper the North Pole has ever seen. And he wants all your gifts to have the power of the #1 longest lasting AA battery. So this holiday season, stock up on Santa's and the elves' favorite battery, Energizer Ultimate Lithium.
Disney Junior Dance Party is a live show located at Disney's California Adventure in Anaheim. This interactive show, based on popular Disney Junior television programs, is designed to captivate young audiences and their families through music, dancing, and beloved Disney characters. An important message: Mickey's Trick and Treat will replace Disney Junior Dance Party during Halloween time at the Disneyland Resort, August 23rd through October 31st, 2024. Disney Junior Dance Party will return November 1st, 2024. The Defense
Trick
Trust.
and treat. My goodness.
That's
He's
it.
going to trick you and he's going to treat you.
So mine's closed. The end. 856 Our Ears. Other shows.
David Keys from cinephile.org says that
geez.
Big Business is an oddity of incessant proportions, a comedy with few laughs but many unwarranted chuckles, which lives and dies on the notion its silly premise will at least be vague enough to provide its actors with great opportunities to improvise. That was a fresh review.
Okay, so this show opened April 11th, 2003. The California version of the show follows the same pattern as the Florida version, Disney Junior Live on Stage. Before that, the theater was originally home to the ABC soap opera Bistro from the park's opening date until November 3rd, 2002. When did DCA open? That's right, spring of 2001. When did this close? That's right, fall of 2002. This is the Superstar Limo of restaurants.
So hold on, just in case people have forgotten how seasons work. This would be spring, and then we have summer.
Let's count spring as a season. It's one.
Fall.
Summer.
So it was over a year.
18 months.
Okay.
Okay.
Due to its unpopularity, however, the restaurant closed to make way for Playhouse Disney Live on Stage, which was essentially the 2001 edition from Disney's Hollywood Studios, then known as Disney MGM Studios, before being updated over the years up till the transition of Playhouse Disney to Disney Junior. Since I mentioned ABC soap opera Bistro, I would like to go not for points, but for educating our lovely audience.
Okay.
What was the ABC soap opera Bistro?
I would love to hear about this.
Let me tell you all about it. Get ready to dine dramatically. Step into ABC's hot daytime dramas, Port Charles, All My Children, One Life to Live, and General Hospital. This table service restaurant is just past the Hollywood Pictures backlot and Elephants. That's right. Only it's not called the ABC Daytime Drama Bistro. It's called the ABC Soap Opera Bistro. Eric, do you know why it's called soap operas?
Because of the old advertising?
Because the detergent manufacturers who sponsored daily cereals and cereals not like you eat with a C, about interconnected
like
lives, first on the radio, then on television. Soap operas were called such because the soap companies sponsored them. Yeah. Before you go inside, take a look at the menus. Are we going to play the menu game?
Uh-oh.
You can have
let's do it.
appetizers, Dan.
Oh God.
You have appetizers. You can have green with envy.
Oh God.
This is the award winners of menus. And then, of course, there's the main affairs.
If I remember correctly, everything there was like insanely expensive
for the time.
Yeah.
This is 2001. And then, of course, you can get lunch. It's called Lunch on the Set with perfect couples. Greens with envy. Those are entree salads. Main affairs. And then adventure meals for the kids. Okay. So this is a typical dinner menu. I'm just going to read some of these menu items. I'm just going to go through. So, for example, tuna in tomorrow.
Oh, my God.
Conniving calamari.
Mm-hmm.
Cheating chicken satay. What a ham pizza. That's some of the appetizers you can get. Today's featured soup. I mean, what? Get it? No. Anyway. And then you can get one leaf to live salad.
My God, that's a struggle.
Let's see some of the main affairs: hunky ribeye steak, plot twist pasta, saucy beef short ribs, prime thyme roasted chicken. Thyme, THYME.
Got it. Because words are sometimes different things.
So, for the conniving calamari, this is an appetizer. I'm assuming we're talking about fried calamari with some jar marinara sauce. Okay?
100%.
Conniving calamari appetizer, 2001. 2001. Conniving calamari. Fried calamari with jar
$12.
Marinara sauce. Eric, what are we going for? This is the most expensive item on the appetizer menu. Excuse me.
Oh my. 2001.
Conniving calamari. Fried calamari. Perhaps a lemon wedge.
$16.
Okay. Daniel?
I'm going to stick with 12, even though I think it's probably more.
Price is Right rules. Closest without going over. You both lose it. $10.99. $10.99.
Wow, what a
Dan
deal.
was closest. All right. Now we've set the stage, no pun intended, for pricing. Let's go to the salads. Okay.
Hold on, just real quick. The inflation calculator says that would have been basically $20.
$10.99. So Eric, you were close. All right. In 2001 money. Okay. Now let's go back to this. This is a good litmus test, Dan. So if $10.99 in 2001 would be $20 today.
Mm-hmm.
So that calamari would be $20. That even in today's standards is very expensive for some calamari.
And I bet there's like 8 calamari.
Probably. But they were probably big.
Right.
Okay. So one leaf to live is a green salad, standard green salad.
Like a side salad or just like
salad. Let's call it a side salad. There's no description.
Okay.
Eric? 2001 money. So take what you think it would be today and cut it in half.
7.
Okay, Dan?
4.
$4.99. Dan wins.
Oh.
Okay, then we're going to move to
salad. Okay.
We're going to move to the hunky ribeye steak. Hunky ribeye steak, main affair. Hunky ribeye steak. Eric?
A ribeye. Okay, let's see if an
2001.
appetizer is $10.99.
That's right.
Let's go back to 16.
Okay, 16. I hear 16. Dan?
20.
$19.99. Dan is good at this game. It was a $20 ribeye in 2001, which would make it roughly $40 today, which, by the way, not a bad deal at a theme park. Okay, so
I suppose.
Did you enjoy the puns? California Adventure might be the punniest place on earth.
God.
Prime.
We don't need to add to it. Whoever wrote that, we don't need to add to it.
Roasted chicken. Okay. Then there's breakfast too. We're not getting into
Hold on. I need to clear the palate a little bit. Big Business is a fun little movie with 2 huge stars playing 4 larger than life characters, pulling off one hilarious gag after another. Easy to enjoy, a blast to watch, and defined by 2 wonderful performances. Big Business is a classically styled comedy that never wears out its welcome or overextends its primary gag. 3.5 stars. Go ahead.
Okay, so first things first, you step into the waiting area. This is where people would wait for a table, except there was never a wait, which is why it closed. There's an ABC page that will show you to your table. And then the different dining areas, the General Hospital Nurses Station. There's medical decor that surrounds you as you dine at the General Hospital Nurses Station. The details are authentic and witty. Even the dining chairs are different throughout the various dining rooms. The chairs in the nurses' station look like office chairs that you might find in a real hospital. Please pass the salt and tongue depressor. Sorry, the tongue depressors are just props, and you can't remove the lids from those containers.
Oh, good.
And then above that station,
but they were there.
Yeah, there are clever X-rays above the General Hospital Nurses Station. There are actual X-rays.
Someone thought of this.
Yes, they did.
And then other people said, that's a good idea. And then other people beyond that said, let's drop the plans for the people to build it. And then the people who built it were like, this is the thing that should exist. And then they unlocked the door and they let people in.
And there was a very authentic phone at the nurses station with a bunch of extensions, radiology, psychiatry, which had been handwritten in their extension, pathology, admissions, morgue, Dr. Quarterm, pediatrics, oncology, maternity, administration, et cetera, hematology. The servers are not just there to take your orders and serve your meals. They're dressed up as soap opera characters, such as a butler, a candy striper, orderly, doctor, or policeman. And they treat you as a character too.
Well, and they were in character as
Yes,
well,
they
right?
were.
They weren't just like dressed up.
That's correct.
So they're improving all day.
I mean, if you call
and
it
serving
that.
you food.
That's right. I ate there and it was not great. But yeah, maybe an analog to this would have been the Primetime Cafe, where your servers are like, take your elbows off the table, what color's the soap, etc. All right. So then you could also eat at the Landview Country Club from One Life to Live. You're part of the intrigue and scandal that form the plot of daytime dramas. You might be accused of embezzling money or being someone's mistress or both. Maybe you'll be addressed as the chief of surgery and called up to make an important decision. You can have a drink at Luke's nightclub, just like the characters in General Hospital. Ex-mobster Luke.
Patch, I think.
What?
I think that's the guy with the eye patch.
I think you're right. Luke and Laura. That's Luke's Lorenzo Spencer of General Hospital is the co-owner of Luke's nightclub. It's not just one of the hot spots in the fictional town of Port Charles. It's also a real bar in the ABC soap opera bistro.
So did each of these places have different menus?
No, it's
that
all the
would
same
fit?
menu, but different, really well different themed. I mean, think of it like Beauty and the Beast, the Beast Castle, the different rooms and the different theme. It's like that.
Yeah.
Or Dan, you can eat in a restaurant themed to look like a restaurant.
Wow.
Kelly's Diners from General Hospital.
Restaurant-themed restaurant?
That's right.
Laundry's ready. Oh no, that means we have to cut this segment short.
All right. I think I pretty much, you get it. The point is there was a soap opera bistro.
Feel free to not cut this out, Eric.
ABC Soap Opera Bistro opened to the public on February 8th, 2001, the official opening day of Disney's California Adventure. One day earlier, stars from the ABC series Port Charles, All My Children, and One Life to Live, and General Hospital participated in a grand opening ceremony for the press. All right, so a few more points while he's getting his laundry. General Hospital premiered on the ABC network on April 1st, 1963, and celebrated its golden anniversary on April 1st, 2013. The show continues to offer new... no, that's not true anymore, I don't think. ABC Soap Opera Bistro closed permanently on November 3rd, 2002, after struggling for 21 months. The ABC Soap Opera Bistro had a reputation for good, if pricey, food. If you look at menus in the article, the prices don't seem that bad. But remember, these menus are from 2001. The atmosphere and improvisational actors servers were fun, even for guests who never watched ABC daytime dramas, but best for those who did. Now, for those of you who are familiar with Disney Junior, Dance Party, Live on Stage, Playhouse, Disney, whatever it's called, you might know that design looks a little bit like a studio, maybe. It's because the facade of the Soap Opera Bistro was based on the historical ABC radio studios on Vine Street in Hollywood. So we talked a little bit about that. I think on the real buildings that inspired Disney California Adventure. I think we talked about that. The restaurant was an attempt at synergy between Walt Disney Company, ABC Television Network, and Disney's newest theme park.
All right, which one won?
But California Adventure opened with too much dining capacity and too few attractions for children. But anyway, that's why the dance party looks like a studio, is because it was originally modeled after the ABC radio studios, which is why it looks the way it looks.
I find it interesting that Dan, we're still talking about old stuff. I find it interesting that DCA had too many restaurant options.
Ironically.
And MGM opens and they have this restaurant that they kept around for 10 years, and then they made it into an attraction. And really, there are not a lot of places to eat at Hollywood Studios.
I wonder if that's not the point. Like, because Hollywood Studios opens first, and there wasn't enough places to eat. DCA, there's too many places to eat and too many sit-down dining. Like, you had Wolfgang Puck, you have the California Whiny thing, you have this one.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think the thinking at that time was that people do their eating at Epcot.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that that's correct or it was a smart way to look at it, but I think that was definitely the thought, which is like, well, people are going to eat there, and then they could just get like grab and go stuff here, and then I think
it was like that food hall style that you were talking about in DCA, Dan. The whatever it was called, where they had multiple options. It was that type of place. And as I've been looking, I wish I could have played the menu game. I've been looking for menus for days, and I can't find anything. Even looking on like eBay, I can't find a menu that I could look at a screenshot of or purchase. But I guess it didn't really have menus. It was walk in, here's your pizza station, here's your salad station, that sort of place.
Yeah, like that place that became the arcade.
Right.
So just a little bit more of the history of the show. It opened in 2003. In 2013, the show was updated with segments based on Sophia the First and Doc McStuffins. May 2017, the California version was replaced by a new show named Disney Junior Dance Party, featuring characters from Mickey and Roadster Racers, Sophia the First, Doc McStuffins, and the Lion Guard. In 2021, the show was updated with Vampirina and replaced Sophia the First and the Lion Guard. Disney Junior Dance Party made its debut in 2017, captivating audiences at both Disney's Hollywood Studios and California Adventure. The show was created to fill a need for more engaging and interactive experience for young children at the Disney theme parks. Leveraging the immense popularity of Disney Junior's TV programming, Disney sought to provide a live show where young fans could sing, dance, and celebrate their new character favorites. 2017, the original show, the Mickey and the Thing. The Disney California Adventure version followed suit on February 1st, 2019, and also added characters from Fancy Nancy, which replaced Sophia the First, in addition to Vampirina. 2020, the show at Disney Hollywood Studios were replaced by a new socially distanced attraction called Disney Junior Play and Dance, after being closed with the park on March 12th, 2020 due to COVID-19. The end.
I'm ready to give a point.
Okay. I'm not ready to receive one.
I feel bad because I don't want.
Dan, would it help if when the Soundstage restaurant was themed to Aladdin, it featured outside the restaurant the camels that are currently the camels outside of the Aladdin attraction in the Magic Kingdom, the ones that spit at you?
That doesn't help things at all. In fact, I wish they were still there, because I don't think that they should be in Adventureland. And where I was going with this point was the most improved. By that, I mean, like, in terms of what each place needed. And it was going to be a lot of different things, but it turned into how did it improve the parks in general? And I think Disneyland gets that point, because it didn't need another restaurant. It didn't need that restaurant. And Disney World kind of needed another restaurant, but they got rid of one.
Kind of seems that way.
Yeah.
All right. So that's the history. Mostly I just wanted to touch on the Soap Opera Bistro because it was a fascinating place that not a lot of people know about. And I wanted to inform people that you could eat in General Hospital. You could eat at Luke's. You could eat in a restaurant themed after a restaurant.
Would you when you were there, how bothersome were the people? Like if you're eating your ham pizza and someone wants you to come up and diagnose something as part of the general hospital theme, how often was that happening?
So here's the thing, Eric. At the time in my life, I was watching the general hospital every day.
Mm-hmm.
I was dating a girl, and they would record it every day.
Uh-huh.
And we would go back to her place after school in college, and we would watch it in earnest.
Okay.
And there may have been some wacky tobacco involved, but we were very excited to go because we knew all the ins and outs of the general hospital. And we specifically requested that area. We sat there. We asked questions of our server, and they were checked out. It was not good. We knew more about the show than they did, and they did not care.
Fun fact about that sort of is that Super Ego, the podcast / improv team that I love very much, was formed at the Soap Opera Bistro because they all worked as performers there, and they were hardly ever busy. So they would just like hang out in the back and make up these little characters and improv scenes. And Matt Gorley was one of them.
Matt Gorley, yeah. I was going to say.
And he also went on to become Push the Trash Can.
Listen to his and Amanda Lunn's podcast,
The Kingdom.
And they have that too.
Yeah, so short-lived, but it was good.
It sounds like I know at least those three that formed Super Ego, and then Paul F. Tompkins came along later. They're all good. And my hunch is that the people, they were all... I suspect that the improv performers were all good at improv because just of the evidence that I've been given. And because of the evidence that I've been given, they probably did not care one bit about the soap opera aspect of it.
Yeah, I can attest. Anyway, that's the history of Disney Junior Dance Party. Thank you for the point. I don't think we heard the point.
That's because Dan was talking when I played it.
That's the real trouble with the world. Too many people grow up.
Yeah.
He's saying grow up, not throw up.
Oh.
Or blow up.
Blow up. Too many people are blowing up.
All right, Eric, tell us about whatever the show is called.
Well, depending on where you look, the show is probably called Disney Junior Play and Dance. But yeah, that might have been off the air when we were talking about it. It is sometimes Disney Junior Live on Stage. Sometimes it's Disney Junior Dance Party. The names have changed an awful lot, and the characters have changed only a little bit since the major changes going away from Bear in the Big Blue House. The current dance party has Doc McStuffins, Vampirina, Timon, and Mickey as the guests. There is an enthusiastic male or female or could be non-binary person on there's a person on the stage, and they are very enthusiastic. That part is always true.
Yeah, that's I can attest to that. You all know how enthusiastic Disney employees can get, especially when they're in a show that you probably assume they don't like very much. They kind of just double down on the enthusiasm sometimes.
Right.
Yeah.
And they know that they're performing to children. They
totally.
It's clear the energy is what do I have to do to make these children jump up and down?
Right.
That's what the assignment is, and they do great. I watched a few different videos. My favorite, as I said at the top, was during COVID times, just because there were so few people there. But yeah, it is a very popular show from what I've seen. There's always a lot of people over there. But yeah, here we go. Let's run it down. It seemed like in this particular video, this dude was trying to get Jazzercise going again. The dance moves are very specific, and they are very they're kind of lazy. But again, it's for children.
Well, I mean, the kids can step it up.
Yeah, come on, kids.
Yeah, get your act
Yeah.
together.
Yeah, if you make them do better stuff, they'll do better stuff instead of just jumping up and down. Well, anyway, at the
Just give
beginning
them all
of the show,
participation trophies at this point.
there you go. My goodness, the lazy children of America.
They don't even have an excuse because it's not like they're working. It's not like
Right.
they're like, oh, it's the weekend. It's like that doesn't mean anything to them.
Yeah, pull yourselves up by your bootstraps and
That's
get to dancing, kids. So the beginning, Vampirina shows up. This dude is a huge fan of Vampirina, as he said in this particular video. She dances the Thriller, which he calls the Claw.
Yep.
And then
Yeah.
the
I
second
remember
dance,
this.
then the second dance move is an air guitar.
Yeah.
And she demonstrates to everybody. They all dance back. And then he says, all right, we'll see you later, V. And she leaves. Whenever anybody comes out, there's a puff of, I presume, fog.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a big screen behind everybody. And usually there's a little bit of an image of one of the sets from their shows.
Yep.
And usually some sort of graphic explaining who they are for all of the dads in the audience. And
Or the creepy weirdos who
Not all the
don't have
dads.
children.
all the trench coat wearing guys in the back.
I was not wearing a trench coat.
Let's see. Then Try Everything
I
from
was
Zootopia starts
probably
playing.
wearing a Bob Chapek shirt.
There you go.
Which
Was he roast beef or was he not a thumb on this shirt?
I believe he was. I think he was just kind of awful, or whatever the phrase was.
Oh, that one. Okay.
Chapek is
Okay.
kind of awful. Yeah.
The one that almost got you kicked out of the park a few times.
Yes.
ChapekShirt.com, people. It doesn't exist anymore. If you want a Chapek shirt, email Dan at earsup-podcast.
I don't check my email.
Neither does Jason. It's fine. Yeah, so Try Everything starts playing and the dude's dancing around more. I wrote, seriously, is this entire show just bouncing? Oh,
Yes.
wait, there, he is now spinning.
That's pretty much the kid repertoire, bouncing. And
There you
spinning.
go. Yeah. Next up, Doc McStuffins makes a house call. She's going to do some stretches.
He's going to perform
pretty much.
surgery on all the children, all the unsuspecting children.
No, she performs surgery on stuffed animals, Dan.
Oh,
she
I
doesn't
see.
cut open actual humans.
Not yet.
Haven't you seen the show?
Not in a while.
Okay. Oh, you it's just you're
And it's
getting rusty.
It's different at DCA. These things don't happen.
Really? Oh no!
Not anymore?
So we have to go through it.
Oh, good. We get to go through it again.
Hold on,
Hold
listener. In case you're about to leave us, one of my mom's favorite films. So growing up, I had no choice but to watch it, and it's not half bad. Silly story, funny in places. Bette and Lily do a good job of playing their good and evil twins. Not a bad film. 2.5 stars. But that's a super reviewer, by the way.
Wow. I don't know that I've ever heard anybody just say Bet. Like
Right.
her name to me is Bette Midler.
Well, the kids say it when they like really believe in something. They bet. Like, I agree.
Yeah, but if
Oh,
somebody's
wow.
referring to someone named Bet,
Yeah.
you know who they're talking about.
True.
Yeah, true. There aren't a lot of people named Bet, but yeah, it just to me her name is always the full name, Bette Midler. Okay, all right, let's keep going here.
We got this. We're good.
Her theme song, Doc McStuffins' theme song, "Do What the Doctor Says," plays.
Uh-huh.
There's a background of a vet office, which then becomes pulsing red flowers for some reason. She does her literally like she's just stretching. Those are her dance moves where she's stretching over her head, she's stretching down to her toes, and so we're teaching the kids fitness. And then we go to our next guest. Almost. So there's a dance version of Moana's song, and then they quickly. Oh yeah, the host teaches the kids how to hula for a few seconds, and then he just starts jumping up and down again. And then while songs from Moana are playing, he the host introduces that his next guest is from the Pride Lands, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense with Moana music playing. You think you're going to see Moana? Nope, you're going to see Timon. Timon comes out, and the song changes to Hakuna Matata. And the host exclaims that he is his favorite. So he's a huge fan of Vampirina, but Timon is his favorite. Just letting everybody know. Make some noise for Timon. Yeah. The dance moves include gesturing upright, left, then down right, and then down left.
That's what meerkats do.
And
that's
then
what meerkats do.
march.
I get it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then they like to march in place and then turn in a circle while they're marching in place.
They sure do.
And then he turns around the other direction. So the host forces everyone to follow along with this dance. The music continues. Background is lights moving around. It's pretty abstract, kind of trippy. And then, hey, let's hear it for Timon. We'll see you later in the Pride Lands, where pride is pride. Let's see everybody's best hot dog, he says. This is Mickey Mouse's dance, so let's go for it.
Because Walt Disney liked hot dogs.
Yeah. Yeah, we all know that story. We don't have to say it again.
It would have been a lot more awkward if they said, "Let's see everyone's weenie," because that's what Walt Disney called it.
Because you know that half the kids would have dropped their pants. There's always that one kid who's ready to drop his pants at a moment's notice. He's wearing a trench coat.
The trench coat kid. He's got a mustache.
So the host teaches us the song, the dance, which is kind of like a lazy Charleston. And Hot Dog, Hot Diggity Dog plays, which is a They Might Be Giants song from Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, which is I like They Might Be Giants, so I'm down with that. Then he teaches us to do the song Goofy style, which is the same, but he has his hands up in the air. Then he teaches us Donald Duck style, which is pretty much the same, but you swing your arms around more, just like Donald
pants.
Duck.
Yep.
No pants. Yeah. 2 seconds after he teaches everybody Donald Duck style, he says, "You guys are amazing." And he goes back to his podium. And then he says, "You may want to go, 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 but please don't leave, leave, leave." I'm not sure what the reference is there. But then Mickey Mouse in his Roadster Racer outfit comes out. Mickey runs around and gestures toward people in the front row. And things move pretty fast here, kids. So stay in your party zone, which means don't go near other people because remember, this is COVID times.
Right.
I wrote here, I don't want to see a modern version. The COVID version is so weird and great. Mickey's background is just psychedelic lights. And Mickey's dance is to make vague driving movements, which really wouldn't be useful in turning a steering wheel.
I did that
he
while I was
gears.
sitting down in the back, by the way. I remember.
Oh, you did that one?
I mean, you're just low.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very, very good.
Yeah. I believe I looked at other people on the bench and judged them for not doing the same thing. Because I thought that would be funny to be that guy.
Really committing to it, but not standing up.
No, not really committing to it. Yeah, not standing up, and barely committing to it and looking at them like, come on.
Come on, dads. We can do this together.
We got this.
Yes, my kid is out there. It's fine. Let's see. Everybody comes back on the stage. Let's make some noise for Vampirina and Doc McStuffins, and of course Timon. And then all of the characters do multiple poses, and the host says, "All right, everybody, get your cameras ready. We're all going to pose." And the first pose, everybody just makes a regular pose, and then he says, "All right, pose number 2," and then they just make a different pose. And pose number 3, like you would guess, is also just them standing and making poses. None of them are particular. They don't have like a theme. They're not like doing scary pose or funny pose.
Do you think that Vampirina and Doc McStuffins will be in danger of no longer being in the show once Universal's Monsterland opens, because they're basically Frankenstein and Dracula.
I'm surprised they're still there, but
Okay.
I don't know what Disney Junior programming looks like these days. I know that they have a new channel on Disney Plus, like curated. Here's a mixtape of shows, that sort of thing, like like a cable channel,
Right?
But I don't know what they have going on these days, other than I guess Spidey and Friends. Oh, they could have Spidey and Friends up there.
Oh, that'd be good.
Yeah, that's a show that I know is on and kids watch.
Not
and
in
Bluey,
Florida,
you
you
could
can't.
put Bluey in there.
Oh, that's right. You can't in Florida.
Oh man, well
And-
then it's all Bluey.
I know
It'll
you
have
can't
to
do
just-
Bluey either. They tried to get the theme park rights. They couldn't get them,
Oh man,
even though it's on the Disney Plus.
it is. But yeah, they licensed that to the Australian company that makes it. Yeah, I get it.
They could probably get like
man.
Mr. Peanut or something.
Mr. Peanut.
The Planners guy.
All right,
Yeah,
everybody, Spidey and Friends. Mr. Peanut comes out
Hey, everybody.
and he talks. Even
Yeah.
though he's
Yeah.
in a suit, he actually talks. Hi.
Right. Hi, I'm Mr. Peanut.
I'm one of Spider-Man's friends.
I know several of you are covering your nose now because I'm in the room, but not to worry. I have no allergens coming out of my
Don't worry, your children won't die seeing me.
And the Spidey is Charlotte from Charlotte's Web.
Oh, they couldn't get those theme park rights either. No. Six Flags has Charlotte's Web rights.
Is that right?
Hey, everybody. It's everyone's favorite Super Fudge.
Well, here we go. Regardless of gender, every host wears the same red head thing and yellow shirt with stripes and stuff. The lights are bright. The room is very dim. Kids seem to love jumping up and down, so this is perfect for them.
Do you ever, like, in the middle of recording one of these episodes, stop and think to yourself, we're actually doing this?
I thought that as I was watching the second of these videos yesterday.
My office door shares a door with a bathroom, and I was watching, and one of my children went to the bathroom. I had to turn the volume way down because I did not want them to know that I was watching.
It's porn, kid. It's porn. It's porn.
Don't worry, everybody. My wife came out yesterday while I was on the porch watching this, and she's like, "What are you doing?" And I said, "What? Don't worry about me. You go to your Green Day concert, okay?" I'm gonna stay home and do things I like.
That's even better.
I'm watching a concert of my own.
Oh gosh. So yeah, one of the videos there were a lot of dads sitting on the ground and children jumping up and down around them.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the kids seem to know what's going on. Like there's some fans that seem to be really into it, and then some of the kids are literally just jumping up and down or not doing anything. But some of the kids were really into the dance moves.
Yeah, I had no idea who some of the characters were, but like I thought they were like the Brax Candy of characters. I'm just like, this is clearly made up for this show. But the kids were into it. They're like, hey, I actually knew who that is. All right, cool.
Yeah, it's not just Pearl. Pearl.
Right.
Don't you like Pearl? Well, yeah. So the set itself, it's a stage. There's a big screen in the back with a lot of psychedelics on it. They keep up this scaffolding that they've had in the past, so it's just multiple rings of scaffolding around there and a lot of lights. And in the center, there's a triple disco ball, which is a hidden Mickey,
like Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, and then there are more round LEDs behind it, which is kind of confusing. But yeah, so that's kind of it. The whole thing takes about 10 minutes, and then you all shuffle out and continue on your day. And Dad is hopefully saying, I don't know how she still has energy. Can we do it again?
I thought you were going to say, Dad says, Doc Mustuffin's kind of cute. And when they shuffle out of do you mean the dance move, the shuffle?
No.
Oh.
I think it's more.
You're not allowed to
I think
dance once it's over.
I think it's more zombie-like. Is
Vampirina.
You walk out and you are suddenly reminded that you're in a fun place
Yeah, you're assaulted. You're in a fun place and you're assaulted by humidity and Florida sunshine.
Right.
And you'll go, oh no.
By the way, this is another review. Another film I never knew existed. Where was I? Space, space in 1989. Space, space, LOL. I enjoyed it. There's a lot of that kind of stuff going on. I enjoyed it, though. Not one of their best films. The concept is good and funny, though. I'm a big Lily Tomlin fan as well. A woman I definitely date, which is an important thing to bet.
Wow.
Bette Midler is, as always, funny as well. The scene with her supposedly son, that was good. If you like either actress in any film, you might want to rent this. Although I think it could have been a lot better. Most of the film takes place in a hotel, so not much for different places or totally different scenes. Sorry, girls, '*S. But if you're going to rent this, you had better rent something else to go with it that you really want to watch. There were a lot of characters they could have emphasized upon, like
so many characters,
like the Schwafer and maybe some hometown friends of the girls possessive. It's okay.
Speaking of shows that don't go any places,
yeah,
and could have borrowed from a lot of different whatever you said. Kids get to wiggle, shimmy, and sing along at high energy shows starring Disney Junior characters. Disney Junior Dance Party is an enchanting live show that invites children and their parents to participate in a vibrant and energetic dance party with some of the most beloved characters from Disney Junior's extensive roster of shows. The experience is designed to engage children and families through music, dancing, and interactive fun, fostering an atmosphere of joy and togetherness. The show is hosted by a DJ and a live performer who guide the guests through the songs and dances. It also uses video screens, special effects, and puppets to bring characters to life. The show has a duration of about 25 minutes and runs several times a day.
25?
The show's about 15 minutes. I think there's some, preamble and whatnot. But
okay.
It is suitable for guests of all ages, but especially for preschoolers and their families.
However, if you are interested, they do have seats in the back, for which I tried to not call the creepy people seats. They're more. I think we landed on grandparent seating. Is what we landed on.
There you go.
Oh, that's nice.
The show is designed to encourage physical activity, social interaction, but not too close, and cognitive development among young children.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow. That is some
cognitive development.
That is some serious. That's some good language. Yeah. As an educator, I got to tell you, someone really knew what they were doing when they wrote that.
Yep. Okay. So this show, it varies a little bit from Eric's show because this is a dance party. Like the whole thing is dance. Like the DJ comes out with the energetic partner, whatever they may be. And
there are two different people.
Yes. There's a DJ who does the spinning. And then there's another person.
I kind of assume, there's only the one in Florida, and I kind of assume they are the DJ because they keep running behind this podium thing, even though they're not doing anything.
Yeah.
It just looks like a podium. It does not look like a DJ.
Yeah, that's where they're spinning their mad beats.
Oh man,
sick beats. Anyway, so there's two. There's a DJ and an enthusiastic other person. Okay, so we open up and they're trying to teach the kids some dance moves. So they start with the robot arms, and then jump around, and then like wheels on the bus, and they try to put it all together, and they have a little dance party. And then they're like, we can't wait to welcome Mickey and the Roadster Racers. And then there's a bunch of question marks that end up on the screen behind him. And he's like, oh no, I forgot to invite Mickey. We can't have a dance party without Mickey and the Roadster Racers. So they get him on video chat, and Mickey and his friends and their roadsters are like, we're on our way.
Wow.
And then Vampirina comes out and she does the zombie. And she does some dance, teaches the kids how to dance, the zombie. And definitely Wanda Sykes is in it. as like a screen character. You know, it's like
Just Wanda Sykes is
it's just
on
Wanda
stage.
Sykes.
Everybody, it's Wanda Sykes.
I think she's supposed to be a
She
gargoyle
leaves.
or a grotesque or something. That's not a commentary on Wanda Sykes. That's just what the character is. Sounds like Wanda Sykes. If it's not, it was the audition process was we're looking for a Wanda Sykes type character.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so it's a thing where the character Vampirina in this case is a costumed character interacting with a pre-recorded video character.
Got it.
And so there's the zombie, they do different dance moves. And then when Vampirina is done, then Doc McStuffins comes out with a snowman.
Vampirella, a much different character.
Yeah. And it's time for your checkup. And then the snowman feels better. They do some dancing there. And then they check in with Mickey, and Mickey and the Roadsters make their way through California Adventure in their Roadsters. Now, this is fully CG animated, their drive through DCA. And it's always clear blue skies. And yeah. And then they make it there. And then Mickey and Minnie come out and they do some more dancing. The end.
Jimmy didn't spend nearly as much time describing what was going on.
I don't think it needed to. There's not a lot of story here. The story is Mickey, they forgot to invite Mickey, and he and his Roadster racers are so fast that they made it from Burbank or wherever they were. And presumably they should be at Toontown, but that's beside the point.
It's true.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's still across. There are a lot of people in the way. You can't drive really fast.
Not according to the video I saw.
Oh,
they
were
made
in
it through
Burbank.
DCA. Not one person was in the streets.
Well, what he really should have done is gone on Ball Road and then down West Street.
That would have been faster than making it through the parks.
Yeah. Okay. I have no idea how to score this.
Yeah,
Jimmy,
I don't either.
Does your queue have shade?
Sure.
It doesn't. Eric, does your queue have shade?
Not really.
Well, wait.
Wait. We're not in the land impact. Oh yeah, we didn't really talk about cues.
This is turning into a 2-hour long episode.
Yeah,
we are losing people.
Your Honor, the defense rests.
Land impact. It's a building, and it's the largest stroller park you've ever seen. There we go.
It's true.
So in the interest of time, let's do this in good faith. Eric, top 5 reasons why yours should win.
Top 5.
Wow.
Oh no, you really put me on the spot.
In the interest of
Coming up with
time, top 5 reasons,
or up to 5.
Number 5.
Or just give me reasons. It doesn't need to be a number.
It's only 10 minutes long.
Okay.
It features some of your children's maybe favorite characters. I'm not sure if they're still your kids' favorites anymore.
Okay.
High energy.
That's the same both places. So far, the differences are the times.
Let's see. It is easy to get into because it's in an area of the park that doesn't have a lot of people around? Question mark.
Okay, that's okay. Okay. So location.
It is something happening in that area that isn't a sad Star Wars store or a sad plush store. I guess Little Mermaid is reopening over there soon, but yeah, it is something to do in that chunk of the park. And it is something for children to do in this park.
But at that park, it's not as urgent. I mean, I get the point, but
yeah, I mean, you basically.
Is it not, though? I mean, what else do you have there for children?
You've got Toy Story Land. You've got a kids coaster
Frozen.
that is relatively accessible to most kids, and you've got Alien Swirling Saucers,
and
you've
of
got
course,
Midway
Walt
Mania.
Disney's one-man stream.
Oh yes, of course.
Kids
You can
love
look
that.
at Walt Disney's school desk, maybe.
Yes.
And Walt Disney Annual Pass Holders Facebook group, somebody posted that there's still an homage to Song of the South, and they're glad that's still there.
Oh, good.
Inside
I've been in
one-man
that in a
stream.
few years, but yeah, there's not much else for kids to do in this park. I guess Star Tours kids can do.
Well, yeah.
Frozen
Still might be
Draft,
loud
we
and
sing
scary.
along.
All right, Jimmy.
Yeah, there is the Beauty and the Beast, and there's
Yeah.
Phantasmic, but all that stuff.
So pretty
is,
much everything in the park except for like 3 things, but that's okay.
Okay. Thanks, Jimmy.
So in terms of needs it more, I think that's a double thing because studios just need stuff. Like it just needs anything to do. It could be a ball pit and it would still work. At the same time, California Adventure needs. I mean, they kind of have a good amount of things for kids now, but you take one out and you need more. Like they're at
Little Mermaid,
minimum capacity.
Little Mermaid, Toy Story.
By the way,
Adventure
Wanda
Trail.
Sykes does play Gregoria the Gargoyle in Vampirina.
There we go.
I was right.
Yeah.
Look at that.
You were right.
Okay, so you've got Little Mermaid, the Challenge Trail,
Jumping
it's open.
Jellyfish.
Jumping Jelly, yeah, that whole area. That's a good point. You got all those kiddie rides there in the Pixar Pier, Toy Story ride.
Kids love that Golden Zephyr.
Kids love the Zephyr. Kids love puns. The word wieners.
They do.
They
They
love
do.
saying wiener. It's a longer show, but it is more time to sit and relax, perhaps, in the air conditioning.
Yeah, in some ways, I feel like the Disney World show should be longer because you want to be in the air conditioning longer.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's a worse place to be outside.
It is bad. But Dan, to answer your question, I couldn't give you 5. I think everything Eric, basically whatever Eric said. And since you're the judge, we're going to let you decide what you think.
This is really hard. I'm going to go with, location. I think Disney World has a point there.
All right, everyone, let's maintain our physical distance.
Time-wise, I think if you're so desperate for kids things to do that you're willing to do this, I think more time is good.
Okay, that's fair.
Because that's
10
less.
minutes does seem kind of quick.
It is quick, especially when there's like. Honestly, if the times were flipped, I would have no issue just giving this to Disney World.
I'm just saying, like, hearing about the DCA one.
Yeah,
I really didn't watch any of that. Surprise. Not that I was expected to, but hearing what Jimmy was saying, you get more time with the characters because the characters are kind of on the stage and gone. Like this DJ host guy is just running them through. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, we're done.
And you get double the enthusiasm.
Double the pleasure, double the fun.
Yeah.
There are a lot of characters. There are characters on stage for most of the show.
There's a lot of this show, even though it's only 10 minutes long, that's just the host.
And you
I
get
know I'm
Mickey
arguing
and
against
Minnie.
myself.
Mickey and Minnie are on the stage.
You got Mickey and Minnie.
And Minnie.
I'm going to be really honest. I wanted this to go to Disney World because I know that it's been a while since Disney World has won something, and I feel bad. Like I went into this, and I've been trying this whole time to be like, okay, how can I edge this towards the Disney World version? And I really think that I think it's DCA. I think that's the winner.
The heart wants what it wants, Dan.
Yeah.
Could I get extra points for the Lightning McQueen show that is in a different building and further down the street?
That's another thing for kids in that park. Jeez,
it is another thing for kids in that park. You're right.
Yeah, it kind of needs it less and less.
That's going away. Much like Hollywoodland is going away. We really need to finish this series.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, well, this is it. Unless we want to do the bathrooms real quick.
Too many people grow up.
I think we already did the
yeah, bathrooms. All right. What other shows do we have on the network, Dan? Congratulations, Disney Junior Dance
Here,
Party.
let me play the sound clearly.
That's the real trouble with the world. Too many people grow up.
Too many people throw up.
They do sometimes. Right. So if you're still listening, you can listen to other shows that they don't talk about Disney Junior Dance Party on. Some of them include PewniePod, where they talk about Marvel movies,
Dance parties.
and dance party. They have a dance. It's an ongoing. Podcasts are like dance parties in so many ways. So another one of the dance parties is PewniePod, where you can dance with all of your favorite Marvel movies. And there's Milk Lemonade around the corner, Bantha Milk, also known as Bantha Milk Podcast. They have a dance party with Star Wars. They have the Ewok dance party every single day. The Ewok dance party from the Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Maybe that's where I can finally talk about the Star Wars stuff at Hollywood Studios.
Maybe. Then we also
the old
have
dance parties that they used to have.
Right. Oh yeah, back when they had like Darth Vader twerking and shit. Sorry,
Right.
and stuff.
Oh, no. Both listeners who are still on heard a bad word.
That's what got them to start listening again. They said a word. Huh?
Oh, something interesting happened.
That's right.
We also have what's that? Ears Up that Eric is on. And
Hooray.
Spoilers.
that you can listen to Eric on if you enjoy listening to Eric is the Hub Crawl that's on the network, but you're allowed. We're not like an HMO. You are allowed to listen to podcasts
out of network.
Yeah.
Ooh, a healthcare joke. I get
Right.
it.
And if you also have a podcast PPO, you can listen to Bowie's Planning.
Don't forget to scrape in the vault.
Oh yeah, Scraping the Vault. That is
New
in
episode
network,
just dropped.
so
Still a
it'll
thing.
only cost you $3.
That's right. We just did Little Mermaid
If you have a good
3,
plan.
Ariel's Beginning.
Ariel's Beginning, yes. If you need to, of course, because it is because it's in network, you do still need to get do need to get a referral from us, which I'm giving you right now.
That's right.
There you go.
No copay though.
No copay.
About time finally a show I can have my coworkers listen to.
Right. I mean, we consider it preventative care.
That's right.
Yes.
Oh, that's free.
Yeah, it is.
And just like your preventative care, it's free once a year is when it comes out.
Healthcare jokes are funny. Anyway, also, if you want to see something really awkward, then you should watch Bill Maher talking to children on
Oh,
YouTube. It's uncomfortable. Okay, I think that's it. Court is adjourned? Yes, court is adjourned.
Yeah.
Goodbye. Let's see. With 25% reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, I figured this would be an awful movie. But at $6, I decided to give it a try. By no means is it a must-see film, but it definitely made for a fun way to spend a Sunday evening, relaxing.
$6?
I know.
I'm vaguely interested, and I still would only pay $1.
If that. Why is it not on Disney Plus?
Oh, is it?
Oh, is
Did
it?
you look it up?
It's a touchstone.
I bet it is.
Maybe it is.
Let's see.
I don't know why I'm looking in my Birnbaum's guide. They don't have it.
Birnbaum doesn't have if it's on Disney Plus or not?
It doesn't have Disney Plus in the 1996 version. No.
So short-sighted.
Big.
Oh man, I should have checked 1996. This
It
would have
is-
gotten me
it
the
is on
point for
Disney
the
Plus.
history.
It is on Disney Plus.
All right, everybody.
They're twins, but they don't know they're twins.
When the soundstage restaurant was Aladdin themed, it was also Pocahontas themed.
Yeah, similar.
And here, finally, a price. All you can eat bread. My goodness. I read two of the three burn bombs I have from this time period. I'm like, I don't need to read the third one. It's going to be the same. All you can eat breakfast. How much?
Ooh, what year?
1996.
$12.99.
Wow. $12.95. You went over. You lose.
Look at me go. Give Dan a run for his money in this game.
Yes.
Okay.
Wait. No, let's keep going.
Damn you.
I can't believe you fell for that. Oh, that was so satisfying.
Hey, Jimmy, do you want Dan to just cover Disney Junior off the top of his head and you can host the show?
Yeah, he's seen it. At least. I've only seen a recording of it.
He can talk about the soap opera bistro and all that.
Probably.
Okay. Okay.
All right, take 4.
Yeah. Oh, and remember, you told me to remind you to make sure that we're checking Jimmy's game.
Oh, yeah. Jimmy, how's
What?
your game?